Hey yogis, I'm Nicole. Welcome back to My Yoga Time. Today is another super short yoga snack which is suitable for any time of the day, though especially first thing in the morning. I do have 2 blocks close by, though they're not necessary for this practice, so if you don't have blocks, don't worry. And I'll get in early. If you enjoy this practice, please do subscribe to the channel. It's the best way to support free yoga on YouTube. Now let's begin. Coming over onto all fours and moving down into your puppy pose. So keeping your hips nice and high, extending those arms out in front. A few choices here. Either keep the hands as wide as the mat, forehead's going to meet the mat, or of course you can always use your block. Alternatively, bring those elbows closer together. Take the hands in a prayer above the head. And begin to gently deepen your breath. Feel the side waist expand when you inhale. Take a moment to pause before you exhale. Three more breaths here. Can you witness all 3 breaths? And let's lift on up now, coming into your tabletop position, having those hands underneath the shoulders. Reach your right leg behind you, toes pointing down. Try and tuck your tailbone under, draw your belly in. Option 1, left hand can stay on the mat, a little stronger if you take that arm out in front. Keep looking down, drawing in the chin, and try and move your shoulders down towards your hips. If you're looking for a little more heat here, you can try and bring the body forward a little. Keep the jaw relaxed. And lower left hand down. Take the right leg over to the left now, toes tucking under. Look over your shoulder. Press into the hands, the hip, the heel. And let's return to center. Changing sides, left leg behind you. Notice any changes in the breath when you start to challenge the body. And lower right hand down, take that left leg over to the right. Breathe into the side body, the outer hip. And coming back to center, knees under hips, curling those toes under. Inhale into your back bend, exhale to round. Next time you round the spine, keep that roundedness, lift those hips up and back, downward facing dog. Let's do 2 more of those. So inhale here, exhale, knees to the mat. Inhale into your back bend. So a simple little feel-good sequence. If you practice my classes regularly, you'll notice that we do a lot of these. Cat-cow into your downward facing dog. Great way to warm the spine, but also to counter stretch and release any tension. Holding this downward facing dog, and from here, walk up to the top of your mat. Have those feet hip width apart, little bend in the knees. Now, of course, if you're tight through the hamstrings or the back, you might choose to bring your blocks over here. So on the inhalation, we're going to come halfway up, squeeze the heels in, engage Mula Bandha. So tone at your base. Ladies might like to lift pelvic floor. As you inhale, come halfway up, bring those arms with you, little bend in the knees. Then as we exhale, we're going to ha out the breath and fold. 2 more, inhale. Last one. From here, bring the backs of the palms together, bend the knees, and bring those hands up the center line of the body. Inhaling, arms all the way up. And then as we exhale, hands to prayer, let's fold forward. Inhale, halfway up. Option, of course, to have your hands on the blocks or hands on the knees. Then as you exhale, bow and step your left leg back, low lunge. So bring the knee to the mat. So here I want you to try and drag left knee forward, pull right foot back. On the inhalation, cactus arms. And then as you exhale, folding down, stepping up to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale to fold. Bring the backs of the palms together, bend the knees, come all the way up. You might like to take a little back bend there. And exhale, folding down. Half lift. Forward fold, same exhalation, takes that right foot back. Squashing the mat in between your feet, inhale and exhale. So we're going to do that a few more times. Notice how you're feeling with each repetition as the body warms. Right side. And we'll do one more on each side. Last one. This time, bring the hands down to the heart center, transfer the weight into the right leg, lift your left knee, one-legged chair or standing pigeon. So if this is a little too strong for you, or if you have concerns with your knee or hip, just pop your left foot down on the mat and take a two-legged chair instead. Breathing into the outer hip, the low back. So option one, stay as you are. Option two, if you've got that range of motion, you can fold forward, straightening the right leg a little, fingertips to meet the floor or your blocks. So here, obviously not as challenging in terms of the balance, but a little deeper in opening out that hip. And let's return. If you folded forward, coming all the way up, lift up this left leg nice and high. Here is option one. Option two, straighten the arm, straighten the leg. And lower down, hands to the heart. Raise the right knee, one-legged chair. Option to fold. Return to your one-legged chair, coming all the way up. Either keeping that right knee bent or straightening the leg. And let's lower down, well done. Take a swan dive this time, arms out to the side, folding forward. Half lift. Forward fold, step back into your plank. And from here, let's come down onto your forearms, coming into a forearm plank. So rounding out the back, tucking the tailbone under. If this is too strong, just bring those hips down and find your Sphinx pose instead. Now let's step those feet in a little closer, find your dolphin pose. Heels won't meet the mat here. And stepping those feet back, return to your plank and lower down into Sphinx. And gently drawing those elbows back. And I like to take just a gentle little neck stretch here. You can drop the left ear towards the shoulder, jut the chin forward. Changing sides. Even draw that left shoulder back a little as you reach the chin forward. Well done. Come back to center. Let's curl those toes under, push the hips back. We'll take a very brief child's pose. Forehead to meet the mat or your palms. Option to have the hands next to the feet. Breathe into the back side of the body. And follow your next inhalation up, coming to seated now. If your hips are tight, do sit yourself up on the block. We're going to cross the right leg in front of the left leg. Try and stack the feet underneath the knees and make sure you're crossing at the calves, not at the ankles. So a little side bend here, left hand down to the floor. Try to press that left palm down and slide it away. Before we go too much further, use your right hand to press the right thigh down. Keep a little flexion through the feet to protect the knees. And if you have any concerns with that right shoulder, you can just take the hand to the low back. Otherwise, bring that arm overhead, little cactus arm there. So bend the elbow. If the neck permits, you can look up. Otherwise, look down. And try and rotate the heart a little more towards the ceiling. Either staying there or taking the right hand to the back of the head. And come all the way up. We're going to twist now, right hand to the left knee. So find a little bit of resistance here between the hand and knee. Lift the knee, push the hand down. And come back to center. If you've got that range of motion, folding forward here, you could always use your blocks underneath the hands. Option 1, you'll stay in the center. Option 2, walk the hands over to the left. Coming back to center, walk those hands back. Take the left leg out on a 45-degree angle. We'll take another side bend here. I like to take a mudra, connecting index finger and thumbs, and a slight tuck of the tailbone here. If you are able to, option to bring the arm down to the floor. If you are there, push the arm into the leg into the arm. That little bit of resistance will just help to create a more stable foundation. And let's inhale, come on up. Send those hips forward. And exhaling down. Changing sides now, left leg crossed in front of the right leg. Feet underneath the knees if you can. Leaning over to the right, pressing down through both palms. One into the floor, one into the leg. Take that left arm up, bend the elbow, rotate the heart towards the ceiling. Option to take the hand to the back of the head. Be careful not to overstrain or to overstretch. You want to keep the breath smooth and full. If you're straining, you'll inhibit the breath. Coming all the way up, let's twist. A little resistance between hand and knee. And coming back to center, folding forward. Option to take the hands over to your right. Come back to center. Taking your side bend, right leg out to 45-degree angle. Option to take your mudras, either resting the arm on the leg or lowering down towards the mat. And inhale, come all the way up. Take that little back bend, hips forward, and lower down. So we're just going to take a couple of minutes in a seated meditation before Savasana. I'm going to sit up on the block here, and if you've got one close by, I encourage you to do the same. Feel free to straighten the legs, only cross them if there's no discomfort there. I'm going to practice one of my favorite mudras, Dhyani mudra. Left palm on top of the right, as though you're creating a little bowl with the hands, and connect those thumbs. And the hands rest in your lap. Ensure that your spine is straight. Slight tuck of the chin, and lean back just a touch. Softening the forehead. Placing the tip of the tongue where the teeth meet the roof of the mouth. As you inhale, let the breath descend and the navel expand. Once you get there, pause. Engage Mula Bandha. Gentle tone and lift around the genitals, and keep this switched on as you exhale, feeling the out-breath ascend. Then inhale, be soft, relax. Witnessing the breath, the bandha. And then in your own time, you can relax the hands, opening the eyes, but just keeping a very detached, soft gaze as you recline into Shavasana. Hope you enjoyed that mudra of contemplation. Coming down onto your back, tucking the shoulders under, letting the heart expand. Eyes closing down and softening the forehead, the tongue and jaw. So I will leave you here today, yogis. Please take this time to just be. Wishing you a lovely day.